Did she graduate? Yeah. Aaron's not coming too. I think he says he's out on vacation or something like that. He's not coming. I'm 67, I'll be 67 when I'm 67. Am I pretty? Because I'm 67.
It's not trying to find a fact on something. You don't really want to get into like why the city's policy is this or why is it that. Just kind of trying to get facts. I'll just see what she's trying to do. Just do the right thing and try
Yes, it's telling us time.
to with these difficult things that come up. So.
Good afternoon. I call the order of this hearing of the City of Hampton Ethics Committee on May 26, 2026, 6:30 p.m. This hearing concerns the ethics complaint filed by Mr. Devlin Cleveland against Mayor Ann Tarpley. City Clerk, please call the roll and confirm a quorum.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. DeYoung?
Here.
Mr. Byrd?
Here.
Ms. Greer?
Here.
Mr. Duchesne?
Yeah.
Ms. Palmer?
Here.
Mr. Fleury? Let the record reflect that he's not in attendance. And Ms. James?
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum.
The quorum is present. The hearing will proceed. This is a quasi-judicial proceeding. The purpose of today's hearing is to receive testimony and evidence for the committee to determine whether a violation of the City of Hampton Code of Ethics occurred based on the evidence presented. The committee will remain neutral. We are not here to advocate for either party. The complaint bears the burden of proof and must establish any alleged violation by clear and convincing evidence, meaning evidence that precedes a firm belief or conviction that a violation occurred. If any party has procedural questions, please direct it to the chair. To ensure fairness and order, we will follow the rules. 1, only one person speaks at a time, and only after being recognized by the chair. Number 2, no interruptions, side conversations, or personal attacks. Number 3, all witness testimony must be given under oath or affirmation. Number 4, the complaint will present first, followed by the respondent. For each witness, the party calling the witness will ask questions first, then the other party may cross-examine, then committee members may ask questions. The hearing is recorded, and the recording will be part of the official record. Please state your name for the complaint. Devin Cleveland?
Devlin Cleveland, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Respondent?
Ann Tarpley.
Any counsel appearing today, for any of you, please state your name for the record and whom you represent. Do you have counsel, Mr. Cleveland?
Legal.
Okay, legal counsel. Mayor Tarpley, do you have legal counsel today?
No.
Okay. Let the record reflect there's no counsel present. Please note that before the testimony begins, all witnesses must be sworn. The clerk will administer the oath to each witness as they are called. We will begin with brief opening statements. Openings are optional and are limited to 5 minutes each. The complaint will go first, followed by the respondent. Opening statements are not evidence. They are only summary of what each party expects the evidence will show. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Okay, before we go, we do have to do the adoption of the agenda for the May 26 calendar.
Yes.
Did you all have time to review the meeting minutes from the special call May 5th meeting and the March 9th meeting?
Chair, did you
Yes.
do an approval of the agenda?
Oh,
Yes,
Do the approval of the
yes.
agenda first, and then the minutes.
Okay.
I move that we approve the agenda for the evening.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. All right, do we also have the minutes, of the February 24th, 2026 meeting, the special call meeting, March 9th, 2026, and the special call meeting, May 5th, 2026. Does anybody have a motion to move forward with the approval of the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 24th, 2026 meeting.
Second.
All in favor for the February 24th, 2026 minutes?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Okay, do I have a motion for the March 9th, 2026 meeting, approval for the minutes?
I move that the minutes for the special call meeting on March 9th, 2026 be approved.
Second.
All right. All approved for the, of the minutes for the March 9th, 2026 meeting? The ayes have it. Okay, do I have approval for the special call meeting for May 5th, 2026?
I move that the minutes for the special call meeting on May 5th, 2026 be approved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
I just wanna make sure, Ms. James, you're not voting?
I wasn't a part of it, so I'm new, so that's
Okay.
why I can't vote on something that I wasn't a part of.
Okay. All right. All right. Back to why we're here. All right, the complainant, you may proceed with your case. You may testify yourself and call witnesses. You may go.
I'm sorry.
Can you raise your right hand and repeat after me? No, just raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good evening, Chair and Board. This complaint is not about politics, personalities, or disagreement over policy. It's about conduct, accountability, and whether the public's trust in government was upheld or compromised. The evidence will show a consistent pattern in which the established procedure was bypassed. Council authority was disregarded, material information was withheld, and official actions were either not documented or documented after scrutiny intensified. At the center of this matter is the conduct of Mayor Ann Tarpley. During and after a serious personnel investigation involving the city manager, Alex Cohilas, the record will show that the mayor had prior knowledge of the matter, assumed direct control of the process, excluded human resources from required involvement, and failed to ensure the council approved disciplinary actions were properly implemented and documented. May I call my witness?
Yes, you may.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
Who is your first witness? Oh. Oh, you can do your opening statement. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair.
Good evening.
Board. Before the committee proceeds, I respectfully raise a procedural concern regarding impartiality. My understanding is that a member of the Ethics Committee is the spouse of a council member who is participating as a witness, complainant, and final decision maker of this matter. Because this is an evidentiary proceeding requiring neutrality and fairness, I respectfully request that the committee consider whether recusal is appropriate to avoid any appearance of conflict or bias.
What's your objection?
Her, Pam's husband has nothing to do with this, with her being on council.
Sure.
It has nothing to do with that.
Okay. My thing is, we would have to talk to the committee members and see what they say.
I don't think we can recuse someone, they have to recuse
Right,
themselves.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, Ms. Wingham, quick question, is it okay if we go into an executive session to discuss this before we make a decision? Okay. Mr. Ducharme, do you want to recuse yourself, or do you
No.
think you can go for
No,
neutral?
I could move forward.
Okay,
Could I explain myself? Could I give a brief
sure.
synopsis?
I don't see why you can't explain
Okay.
yourself.
I have served 28 years in the Air Force. Okay? The last 5 of my years, I had to show integrity. And I always show service before self, excellence in all I do. Okay? That was my commitment. And there is members in here who I spoke to before. And one of my key factors was telling them I only could show integrity, I serve service before self, and excellence in all I do. I repeat this many times to Chief Turner. Okay, and I sit here before you. The last time we had a call to dismiss your case, I did that because it was fair to you, right? That Mr. Cleveland was on Zoom, and it was nowhere in our laws, bylaws, or any agenda item that he couldn't or could do it. And you were given the opportunity by me and other board members to be fair. And in saying that, I went through all the ethics rules, and there is not one that any member on this board could discredit my career or me as a personal person, discredit me and say, you did wrong. I spoke to no one, and who could believe it? I don't confront my wife for anything, not even for counsel. I told her that's her business, not mine. That's why I do not show up for meetings. So I sit here before you very, very understanding, and I'm not going to recuse myself.
Thank you so very much. The request has been made. I wanted to make sure that it is in the record for any future litigation. Thank you for the opportunity to be heard. This matter should be evaluated strictly under the City of Hampton Ethics Ordinance and the legal standards that govern these proceedings. This hearing is not about disagreement over administration, policy, leadership style, or differing of opinion about how operation matters are handled. This issue before this committee is whether a specific violation of Article 7 of the City of Hampton Ethics Ordinance has been proven. I respectfully maintain that no such violation has occurred. The complaint does not allege that a personal received financial gain. It does not allege self-dealings. It does not allege that I accept inappropriate gifts or benefits. It does not allege that I used my office for personal enrichment. Many of the allegations concerns administrative, operations, personnel, or management-related matters rather than conduct that constitutes an ethics violation that is enforceable by law under the Code of Ethics Ordinance, and that has clear and convincing evidence that any ethics violation has occurred. Disagreement with executive decisions is not proof of an ethical misconduct. As mayor, the city charter identifies the mayor as the chief executive officer of the city with executive and administrative responsibilities. The committee's task is not to determine whether every decision made was universally agreed with, but whether the complainant has established an actual ethical violation under the governing ordinance, and the complainant has produced clear and convincing evidence that an ethical violation has occurred. I respectfully maintain that the allegation presented does not establish any such violation. At this time, Madam Chair, Committee, for the record, due to an unavoidable prior obligation, I am unable to remain for the full hearing proceeding this evening. I respectfully ask that my departure not be interpreted as an admission of wrongdoing, a concession of the allegation, a waiver of my objections, or acceptance of the complainant's claims. My inability to remain should not be construed as an agreement with the allegation or as a relinquishment of my legal position. I respectfully request that my opening statement, motion for dismissal, and the formal statements be included in the official records for these proceedings. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Mayor, before you leave, let me just give you this oath saying that what you just said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
She's already said it.
It's fine.
You want me to say it again? I can say it again. I can read it again if I need to.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you just gave is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Thank you. Do I need to stay or reread it?
No, you're good. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
for the, it's on the record. All right, Mr. Cleveland, do you have a witness here?
I'll make a statement.
Not at this time. You can do a
Okay.
closing statement. How about I let you do a closing statement? Okay.
Questions for him?
Okay. My first witness is Andrea Atwater.
Andrew Atwater, are you here and present for the hearing? Okay. You can come up to the podium, Miss Atwater.
I'll wait on the oath.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
I've had better.
Thank you. Mr. Cleveland, you can proceed.
Okay. Ms. Atwater,
Yes.
thank you for coming. Our first question is, were human resources involved in the suspension of the city manager?
No.
Okay, thank you. Were you consulted before disciplinary action was taken?
No.
Thank you. Is HR normally involved in disciplinary matters involving employees?
Normally, yes.
Would standard procedure require written documentation?
Yes.
Was any suspension notice placed in the personnel file?
No.
Okay. A few more questions. Did HR maintain a copy of the disciplinary form?
After the fact, yes.
Were you ever asked to create or preserve such documentation?
No. I mean, that's just normal. If I have it, I preserve it, but I didn't have anything,
Okay.
so.
Thank you. Did HR receive verification that required training was completed?
No.
Okay. Was the training completed within the required time frame?
I have no idea.
Okay. Where were you, were you aware Mr. Quadro work authorization had expired?
Yes.
Did you advise city leadership of complaints of concerns?
Yes.
Did you communicate concerns regarding continued employment?
Yes.
Was there documentation verifying lawful work authorization after he returned to Ghana?
Repeat the question.
Was there documentation verifying lawful work authorization after he returned to Ghana?
Okay. Once the return was made, there was a time when, it's been a while, I mean, there were a few months after that everything was fine, but coming up on the expiration is when he continued to work.
Were there systems in place to verify work being performed, blah, blah, blah?
No.
Thank you.
All right, before you sit down, Ms. Atwater, some of the committee members may have some questions for you.
I do.
Okay, I'll let you go, Ms. Greer.
Yes, ma'am. And if I repeat anything that Mr. Cleveland said, please excuse me, but I'm going to keep mine in order. And, how long have you been a human resources professional?
My first human resources job was in 2001. It was private sector for Bristol Pipe.
Okay. How long have you been employed by the city of Hampton?
It'll be 7 years next
Yes,
month.
ma'am. Thank you. And when did you find out about Mr. Cohilas's disciplinary actions?
After he was terminated, I think. I
So-
didn't know anything about
Okay, so
any of
he
the
was terminated
process.
in January 2026, so that's when you
Yes.
found out, and the disciplinary actions were issued in April of 2025?
I don't know when they were
Yes, ma'am.
issued.
Okay, thank okay. Well, most of the rest of those questions won't apply since you only found out in January, but I do have a couple of questions about Mr. Duomo. When was his salary increase put into effect?
Oh, gosh, that's a good one. I would have to research that. I don't have that in.
That's okay. Do you remember the amount of the increase approximately is okay?
I don't remember that
Okay.
exactly.
And do you remember who in the city directed the increase to be given?
It was the former city manager, but I just want to add to that.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
that gets more technical. When you go through the H-1B process, and even with the PERM, there's certain requirements, there's certain salary requirements that have to be met in order to be compliant, to
Yes,
even go
ma'am.
through the process. So a lot of that salary increase was a result of that, not so much increasing it out of the fact that they
Yes,
liked
ma'am.
them or
But
something
was
like
that not known when he was hired?
No,
Okay.
no.
That's fine. Okay, thank you.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So our last meeting, my main question was how come HR wasn't involved in this situation? But I guess with me doing a little bit of research, it seems like Mayor Tarpley had an attorney that tried to guide the situation. So Human Resources wasn't involved initially, but with the outcome of her being advised by an attorney, the documents should have been
Released.
reported to you guys that there's a
Absolutely.
suspension. So I think procedures are not being handled correctly within this matter, as opposed to seeing that there's a bad judgment. She's advised by an attorney to do the necessary steps, and I don't know if she took everything the way it needed to be, but once those procedures are taken, and the council member and the mayor, you guys came with an agreement to suspend the city manager. So those documents should have been reported to you and take the next steps appropriately. And that, I don't think that was done because there's no paperwork in the processing. So that's an issue. I think there was no follow-up. With you guys being on board, there should have been a follow-up initially to find out, hey, what's the steps? And reading it, with what he's suspended for, he was back in office. So that's another thing that I didn't understand. Like, with what he's suspended for, why is he back in office? And with the victim in place, how did we protect the employee that's there? So I think there's a downfall in a lot of this, of communication. I don't only put it only on the mayor. I think we got to go back and deal with procedures and policies. Another thing with the visa that you guys were speaking of, this guy he deported himself and went back to his country. I don't know what kind of, if he's a contracted worker,
He's not.
or did he
He's a
be?
full-time employee.
Okay, and then once he left the country, did he become a
He
contracted?
did not.
Okay. And the reason why I asked, because he's still on payroll. If he's
That is the point.
If he's not a contracted worker,
Yes.
then he can't be on payroll. But if he
We
is a
know.
contracted worker,
Absolutely.
then he's free to work outside of the country and still get
Absolutely.
paid.
I have a quick question regarding that. Why are we employing somebody in another country when we have people here that need jobs?
I know that's how you feel.
No, I'm
and
just
I
curious
understand
because
that,
there's a
but
lot of people, there's
that-
clientele, that's not how I feel. I'm just asking because I know people who are looking for jobs in the technical field, and I just feel like there's people here that can work.
The thing is, that specific position, these are snapshots in time. So when we were in need of a GIS analyst, we posted the position and we tried to get qualified applicants, and we could not.
Okay.
When we found Quadro in the process, it wasn't clear to us that there was an issue, there was a potential future issue with status, because everything presented was good to go, so.
Who presented that to you?
He did,
Okay. And
through
who,
the normal employment process, and I'm very, this is kind of sensitive, so I don't want to go too far with that. I just know, we tried to find employment, the
Sure.
right person for the position, but when you see someone with a master's degree in GIS, with multiple city and government experience, that's not someone you would want to discriminate against just based off of status. So that goes both ways.
okay.
Can I say something?
Sure.
And he may have been qualified, because people come here all the time
yeah.
for employment. I think back to policy and procedure, I think waited to the last minute to get his proper documentation in order.
Well,
So
no,
not only.
it wasn't last minute, that is incorrect. We worked on this for 2 years. We had an immigration attorney in place to manage the process. Because these things are, federal programs, it's managed by the Federal Department of Labor. We're on their timeline.
Right.
So that's where the difference. If I were managing it or someone locally could have done it, that would be one thing. But when you're relying on the federal government, their guidelines, their rules, their deadlines,
Right.
it's a whole different.
I read something where the lawyer's office turned in something past the deadline, so that affected him as an employee
I
also.
would rather not speak to that level of confidentiality.
Okay.
All right, does anybody else have any more questions, comments?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Now, listening to the conversation, now, the CM who we're talking about, Alex Cohelius, does he have an employee folder on file today?
Every employee does.
Right. So-
I hope I'm answering that.
Well, you answer it yes, but according to Mr. Cleveland, there is no documentation of anything that was filed in his records to be shown to us or to the committee.
Well, there are, okay, the things that were out of executive session, I never got.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Anything outside executive session.
No, I never got any of that.
Right, was supposed to be
And I never
filed.
got any of the write-ups.
You never get any of that?
No, and it was,
So that's my question. Is there anything stating that, what we discussed in here right now, could it be shown as evidence that, hey, it was filed correctly? I'm assuming because it wasn't filed correctly because you don't have anything to file, correct?
I don't have any documents out of the executive session that was the result of the termination.
Okay, gotcha. And
Did you ever receive any?
I received copies, yes,
Okay.
after the fact.
Okay.
I did.
Do you know about what timeline you received those copies?
And I'm trying to think what it was exactly. What was your question? I'm sorry.
When did you receive the copies of the complaints for his HR file?
The complaints specifically, what do you mean?
Any complaints? Did you receive?
I never received a complaint about anything.
So complaints are complaints, you never
No,
received?
I wasn't
Okay.
a part of the complaints process when the complaint, if, however that happened, I still don't know all the
Sure.
details of that. But I know there was a complaint, the mayor reported it, consulted the city attorney, and they proceeded after that. I didn't know that there was anything going on anywhere at any time, even up to the suspension and all of that. I just knew he wasn't at work. And then I was told, well, you know, he's gonna be on administrative leave, but it was after the fact. And that's only because I deal with Paycom,
Sure.
our software system.
Yeah.
So I would have had to put the days in.
Okay.
But in terms of the internal workings and the process, I was not a part of that.
Okay, thank
I
you.
hope that answers.
Yes, ma'am, it did answer my question, thank you.
I got a question.
Okay,
Is that normal procedure?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
One more. No, going back to Quadro, am I pronouncing his name right? Of his status to stay here. I'm reading what Mr. Cleveland say. I'm just going off of it. Let me know if it's normal procedure. He was given a raise of $31,000. That's my calculation. I could be wrong. As an annual salary, he was $44,000, bumped up to $75,000.
Oh, no, it didn't go that fast. He was hired at 44. He received a few evaluations in between. When he got to the 70, whatever, he was already at 66, I believe. It was somewhere around in there. So it wasn't a $30,000 jump. He
Okay.
received evaluations, performance-based evaluations leading up to that.
Okay. All right, thanks.
and do you know who approved those? You said the city manager?
Well, our normal process is that employees receive annual evaluations
Okay,
based on 1.25, 2.5, or 3.75% of an increase,
sure.
depending on performance. So I believe, all of his performance evaluations were, to my knowledge,
I have a quick question. May not be, do all city employees get raises throughout the year?
Yes,
Or do
ma'am.
they get it just one time a year?
it's one annual evaluation. And we
Okay.
don't have a COLA, so
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Atwater? Ms. Atwater, I think you're excused. Thank you for being here.
thank you.
All right, Mr. Cleveland, you can call your next witness.
Carmen Blunt.
I'm sorry, who'd you say? I'm sorry.
Carmen.
Oh.
Carmen Blunt.
Hey, Ms. Blunt, how are you? Ms. Hood is going to swear you in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing?
I do.
Good afternoon, Ms. Blunt, how are you?
Hi.
I'm good. So Mr. Cleveland's going to ask you some questions, and then we'll have some questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Good evening, Ms. Blunt. Thank you for coming.
Oh, excuse me, if you need to take a break, let me know.
I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
You reported concerns regarding the city manager's conduct.
I did not.
To whom did you report those concerns to?
I did not know that I reported them to anyone.
Were you informed of an investigation would occur?
Can you repeat that?
Were you informed an investigation would occur?
No,
Did Human Resources participate in the intake of your complaint?
no,
Were you aware the council initiated an investigation?
I was not aware until I was brought into a room to ask questions.
Okay. Were you informed of the outcome?
Remember, you're under oath.
I know, I'm trying to answer the question. I'm just trying to figure out when are you talking about?
When were you informed of the outcome?
Of the outcome,
Yep. Of the investigation?
that he was coming back. The day that I was told that I was being moved over to the police department for court.
Were you informed disciplinary action had been imposed?
On him. I knew that he was put on administrative leave, but at the time that he was put on administrative leave, I didn't know what for.
Okay. During his time of suspension, did he ever contact you?
The night before he was coming back, he called my cell phone at 10-something,
At 10?
at 10-something at night.
Okay. Did anyone discuss confidentiality or documentation procedures with you?
No,
Okay. Were you ever interviewed by Human Resources?
no,
Did anyone explain the city's harassment reporting process?
no.
Thank you.
All right, committee members, do you have any questions for Ms. Blunt? All right, thank you, Ms. Blunt. Ms. Blunt, I'm sorry, I do have a quick question for you. You were never given the harassment training here?
No, ma'am.
Do we have a harassment training course?
You mean, can I answer?
Sure.
Yeah.
Through the annual sexual harassment?
Yes.
Yes, we had the EEOC come in and do that,
Okay.
yes.
Did I do that? The what? The guy with the
Yes.
what? I don't recall going through that training.
Okay. When were you employed with the city of Hampton?
July of 22, 23, 22. I think it was July of 22.
Okay. I hate to be ignorant, but are you still working for the city?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you still in courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've
And
been
you started
there-
out in the police department?
No,
Where did you start out at?
I was Mr. Cohilas's executive assistant,
Okay.
and I was moved to the courts on April 28th
Okay.
at 5-something at night.
Okay.
Based on what she just said, I have a question. What made that decision? Who made that decision to move you to the courts?
I had already left the office that day, and the mayor called me and told me that I needed to come back to the office, and her and the chief put me into the conference room and told me that that's when I found out that apparently it was something that I had said that caused the mayor to go and file the complaint on my behalf without talking to me about it. And that she said that with my court experience, that they have created a position for me in the courts section, and that I would be very good at it because of my background.
So this wasn't a decision that you made, this decision was made for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So you were moved out and he came in the next day?
Yes.
Wow.
I know this sounds crazy, but do you have a picture or screenshot of when he called you?
I do. I'll look for it and find it.
We can't present that into the record.
Okay.
That's right. It's already passed the date.
I did not answer his call. I just screenshotted where he called me at 10-something that evening.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions for Ms. Blunt?
Just a question. Could she disclose what the screenshot is about?
Since she testified to the screenshot, which we can't look at it?
Is this matter in active litigation? Is this what we're speaking about right now?
Huh? I don't
Then
know.
no.
I don't know
Then
what you
no.
mean.
Then no.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you report it to HR?
I did not.
Is there a reason why? If you don't want to say, you don't have to.
Why I never reported any of this stuff
Yeah.
to the HR. I had
Sure.
no intentions of ever reporting it because I needed my job.
Okay.
And I was just going to tolerate the behavior.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here.
Thank
right, Mr. Cleveland, you're next. Your next witness.
Councilwoman Pamela Deshane.
I do. Can I ask a question before I start getting questioned?
Sure.
Or can I make a statement? I am
You
very
okay?
appalled by the mayor's comments regarding my character and my husband's character today. I feel that that's very unjust. There has never been anything put forth saying that either of us have any issues of being upstanding and correct about stuff. From what I know, our charter doesn't prevent any council members' spouses from being on any committees. There is nothing that says that there is a conflict of interest, that there is something unethical, that, in fact, it doesn't even address anything. Both my husband and I could probably serve as council together or serve as mayor and council together. And I feel that the mayor's comments are just distracting from what is happening here today, taking the attention off of her. And I feel that if she wants to be so proper as to be calling things out, maybe she should take the plank out of her own eye before wanting to take the speck out of mine. And maybe she may want to step down from the HDA board that her and her uncle are both seated on, that she doesn't seem to have a problem with. Thank you.
Ms. Pamela, thank you for being here, and I'm sorry that that happened to you and your husband. You know, he wasn't appointed by you. I don't see a problem in it. I don't think the other I'm speaking for the other committee members, so we're going to do our job the best we can. So thank you for being here.
I appreciate that.
Mr. Cleveland, you can go ahead. Oh, we got to swear her in.
I did.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
What was your understanding of the council's directive regarding the city manager's suspension?
I don't know if I can speak about that because it was in executive session and I'm bound by executive session, so.
You don't have, if it's within executive session, you don't have to speak about it.
Yeah, so I don't know if I could answer those type of questions that were something that was in executive session. I do know that sometime towards the middle of April, I believe it was a Friday, the mayor had emailed everybody saying that she had an important issue to discuss and needed a special call meeting and was trying to get a meeting on that day, but people were traveling and people weren't available, so we scheduled it for early the following week. Could have been the Monday or the Tuesday, I don't remember the date, but that's as much as I could probably say. We had a special call meeting.
Thank you. Was the council informed before the mayor allowed the vehicle to remain at the residence?
No.
Did the council ever vote to modify its original directive?
No.
When did you first learn the vehicle had not been secured as directed?
So, coming out of the executive session after whatever plans were put in place by council, which was early in the week, towards the end of the week when I didn't really see anything, updates as to what was happening, I can't remember if, Councilwoman White Williams had reached out to me or I reached out to her to find out, did you hear any updates? Do you know if the car was returned, as specified? And neither one of us knew, so she said that she was going to call one of the other council members who might have had that information, Councilmember Willie Turner. And so she called him, and he advised her, and so this is all out of executive session, so it's okay. He advised her that the car was secured in Chief Turner's garage in Sonoya. And when she said that to me, I said, well, that absolutely makes no sense. Why would that be the case when there's a police department with a fence that it would be secured behind the fence would make the most possible, best sense. So we called you as well, and the three of us had a conversation, and that was towards the end of that same week. And Councilwoman White Williams had decided she was going to drive past Chief Turner's house to see if she could see anything with the vehicle. And when she came back to report, she said, lo and behold, she couldn't take a picture because he lives on a pretty busy street, so she couldn't stop for a picture, but she drove past several times and the garage was open, and she didn't notice any white Tahoe in the vehicle, in the garage, but just a black trucker, I think she said, was in the driveway. Then, when we spoke about it again after that, you said that you were going to go to Atlanta with your daughter and that you would take a drive past Mr. Cohelius's house to see if you see the car there. And when you did that, apparently the car was there. From that, you had said you called Chief Turner and asked Chief Turner where the car was when you clearly are watching it in the driveway. And you took a picture of it. He said that the vehicle was secured within the city limits. That kind of happened that whole week into the weekend.
Were you concerned the council had not been told the truth?
Yes.
Do you believe the council's authority had been disregarded?
Yes.
Were you aware of any disciplinary documentation being presented to the city manager at the time discipline was imposed?
I can't really talk about that. It was through executive session.
Did you ever see any original signed disciplinary action?
No.
Was human resources involved in maintaining disciplinary records?
No.
A few more people have some questions for you. My first question is, when this happened, was he, can you say if he was written up like in an executive session, was that or?
When did what happen?
When the incident with the car with Mr. Cohelis, did he get a written up?
No. So what happened was when Mr. Cleveland saw the car, took the picture,
Sure.
called Chief Turner.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was him and, because I wasn't part of that phone call.
Sure.
I just know that it was done, so I'm not sure if it was him and Councilwoman White Williams called the lawyer to say, hey, I've observed the car and it's not where it's supposed to be. It's in the driveway. And she said, oh crap. She didn't say oh crap,
Yeah.
but she said another word. And she would call back. And she never called back. After that, I think they may have had a conversation with one of the other council members, Meeks. And then after that, I think I'm not sure if both of them together or if just Mr. Cleveland called the mayor to say what he had saw. And she had asked him, like, why didn't you call me first before anybody else?
Sure. Do you know how long it took the car to get returned?
I don't know. I don't know if the car was ever returned.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Greer.
Councilwoman, yes, ma'am. I hope I don't repeat anything, so please excuse me if I do. I tried to mark out the ones that you already asked. But so it's your understanding that Mayor Tarpley told Mr. Cohelis to keep the vehicle at his residence in Gwinnett County instead of at City Hall, per the
Correct.
council's directive?
Mhm.
And so can you say how you do know that?
I know that because in August, when we had our retreat, I know Chief Turner had a conversation with Mr. Cleveland regarding what he said to him, which basically was the lie, and apologized. During the same conference, he also apologized to me, saying that the mayor had told him to lie,
Yes, ma'am.
and that
All right, so the mayor did not inform the council at the time she gave the new direction to Mr. Cohilas regarding where the vehicle was to be kept? during
correct.
his- okay.
Didn't
So
inform.
at the time
Yeah.
that she told him,
Yeah,
she did not tell you?
She didn't call another executive meeting to come
Right,
in and
okay.
have anything.
Okay. So when did she actually talk to the council about this, about the fact that she changed the direction of y'all's disciplinary action?
So that was on the day we were getting the, on April, towards the end of April, I think the 28th, because I was actually on
And that was
vacation.
around the timing of the end of his suspension?
Well, it was when we were getting the findings of
Okay.
the investigation.
Okay. And then did Mayor Tarpley have the authority to change the council's direction?
The
Okay.
Nurse Tarpley, as the mayor's, has to follow the instructions
Yes, ma'am.
of the council, the will of the council. She cannot bend it to what she
Yes, ma'am.
wants it to
And
be.
just one more question, was that vehicle city property?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know who had the keys?
So as far as I understood, I thought one time it was Bo, Chief Turner, who had the keys, but I guess in her explanation, she said she had the keys. Really and truly, I don't know who had the keys, if anybody really had the keys.
Okay.
Is the chief held accountable?
No.
Why not? Because he's still under oath also. He took a stand in to say he's going to protect and serve. Why did he just take the word of the mayor to say, I'm going to have this car hidden?
You're going to
Tell a
have to
lie.
ask him that question. I can't answer that question for him.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I have a question. No, it's been said that the mayor later on acknowledged, right, to council that her decision was a bad judgment call. It's like repeating myself, right? If repeating what was heard, I just want to put it in my own notes. So is this something that you know to be true?
I can't respond to that because it was during executive session.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any other questions? All right, Miss Pamela, you can have a seat. Thank you for being here. All right, Mr. Cleveland, you're up. You have another witness? Okay.
Councilwoman Keisha White Williams.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. You may proceed.
Good evening, Councilwoman Williams.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Were you present during the April 14, 2025 executive session?
Yes.
What restrictions did the council place on the city manager?
I cannot speak of that as it occurred in executive session.
Did the council authorize only a one-day exception for the vehicle?
Yes, Mayor, after we had the meeting on April 14th or 15th, Mayor Tarpley called me and said that after she had spoken with Mr. Cohilas, he had asked if he could drive the vehicle home. This was out of executive session. This was a one-on-one conversation. And she wanted to get the council's approval. At first, I was hesitant to say yes, but she had informed me that some of the other council members were okay with it, so I said that I was okay with it.
Was the council informed that the vehicle remained at the city manager's residence afterwards?
No,
Did you contact Councilman Willie Turner regarding the vehicle's location?
yes, so it was the Friday of the week of the meeting. I think we met on maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was that Friday morning. Councilwoman Duchesne called me and asked me if I had an update, because she said she hadn't seen the vehicle in the driveway of City Hall. So I said, well, let me call then Councilmember Willie Turner to see if he had an update. And I told Councilmember Duchesne I would get back to her and let her know. So I had a conversation with Mr. Turner, and he said, well, I'm heading up to City Hall right now. When I get there, I'll find out what the status is, and I'll call you back. So Councilmember Turner called me back maybe 10 minutes later, and he was the one that told me that the vehicle was at Chief Turner's home in Sonoya. So I said, okay, thank you for that. And I called Councilwoman Duchesne, and I believe I called you to give you both an update separately. When I called you, you happened to be driving by City Hall, and we were on the phone, and you said to me that Councilmember Turner, Mayor Tarpley, and Chief Turner were outside in the parking lot. And I told you that it didn't make any sense for this car to be in Sonoya. So I had to go to Noonan later that afternoon. So I told both you and Councilwoman Duchesne that I would drive by Chief Turner's home. So I did the research, because I never knew where he lived. I did the research to find his house. After I left Noonan, I drove by Chief Turner's house 4 times altogether. I did a turnaround because I wanted to make sure I had the right house. It just so happened that the garage door was open, even after being told that the vehicle was parked in his garage. I didn't see any Chevy Tahoes in the driveway. There was a white Chevrolet pickup truck, I believe, or maybe black, but there was no car parked inside the garage of Chief Turner's residence. So I called you after I drove by, and you said to me, I have to go to Norcross tomorrow, which would have been Saturday. Can you give me Mr. Cohilas's address? I totally forgot. I got sidetracked, and I didn't do it. I called you and apologized, and then you said, well, I have to go back on Monday. Send me the address. I think I did, but I think you may have found it before I could send it to you. So you called me Monday morning, and you said, you're not gonna believe this. And I said, yes, I will. You're looking at the vehicle. And you took a picture and sent it to me.
Did you later attempt to verify the information?
With Mayor Tarpley? After, there was really nothing to verify with her because we had the photo, we knew the car was there. But I did have a conversation with Mayor Tarpley a couple days later. And I asked her, and I'm gonna be straight up, I said, what the hell is going on here? And I told her that we did not give Mr. Cohilas the authorization to keep the vehicle. She shared with me that after having a conversation with Mr. Cohilas, that he felt like having the vehicle removed from his house would disrupt his family life. And I said, I don't give a damn about his family life. So I also told her that if Ms. Blunt found out the length, this was my personal opinion, if she found out the lengths that she went through to protect Alex, it was going to look like a cover-up. And the mayor disagreed with that statement, but that's how I felt. Thank you.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
At what point do we find out the write-ups on this chief? Where do we start to document and make sure that it's documented? I'm feeling for her. I really, in this whole situation, I feel for y'all too, because I don't see any protection over y'all, and I don't see any protection for her. So even with y'all knowing all of this information, why are we just finding out? How come we're still trying to figure out where the documentation is? How come it's not in human resources? There's a legal point. Why is this so backwards right about now?
So, unfortunately, Mayor Tarpley's not here.
And I hate that she's not here for the people right now.
She's going to have to be the one to answer these questions as to why. The council was made aware of the situation. We voted in public. We voted to have the matter investigated. The investigation was done. Well, I'm sorry, let me back up. In that vote, we decided on certain restrictions for the city manager. The investigation was done.
Who did the investigation?
There was an independent attorney that did the investigation. She was recommended by the then city attorney.
Did y'all approve that attorney to do the investigation, or does the mayor get to select the investigator?
I can't answer specifically,
Sure.
but we were made aware that an attorney would handle the investigation.
So the city council can't say which firm's going to be doing the investigation and which is not?
We could say it, but I believe because this was something that none of us had ever experienced
Sure.
before, we relied on the city attorney to
Okay.
take over.
That's fine.
And I guess my thing for y'all protection, you guys are driving around a chief's home looking for a car, and I'm looking at your safety as well. So,
Well, I mean, it was no different. And to be honest with you, before that day, I had driven by Chief Turner's home several times. I just didn't know he lived there. So we didn't trespass, I didn't trespass. I don't think Mr. Cleveland trespassed. It was just a matter of,
Cars or anything like that. See?
it was just a matter of us driving by and observing. And as long as you don't trespass, you're not breaking any laws. So I can stop in front of your home and take a photo all day long. But the moment I step out my car and I walk onto your property, that's trespassing.
yeah, I'm not worried about the trespassing part. I'm worried about if they're investigating this scenario, and we're trying to find a car. I think I'm more so worried about your safety as getting involved, the deeper lens that you're getting involved,
So-
instead of having an officer actually, hey, this is the information that we have.
Because we're bound by executive session, we could not tell anyone what was happening. So we had no other choice.
Got
So there was an investigation that we did independently that spawned from the investigation that the council approved. We just had to investigate something totally different.
And then once we have the record that the car is not there, we do put it in human resources, or
No, we
is it
do
just
not.
still not written down?
We do not, because human resources was not involved.
Or with our legal representative?
The
Because we did
attorney-
contact the attorney.
The attorney was made aware, both then Councilmember Cleveland and I both called the attorney on a three-way call.
Okay.
And Mr. Cleveland told the attorney, we found the car at Alex's home. I'm going to give a direct quote.
Sure.
Oh shit, I hope my mom's not watching. Oh shit, let me call you back. No phone call ever happened. The next time we spoke with the attorney about the matter was when the investigator came to meet with us to present her findings.
And after that, no write-up was ever made of Mr. Cohilas.
It's part of executive session.
Okay.
But we did come back to vote on the dais of what the punishment would have been for Mr. Cohilas after the findings of the attorney.
Go ahead. Ms.
Yes,
Greer.
I have a few questions.
Sure.
And excuse me if I repeat anything, I've tried to X out the ones that have already been answered, but, so I believe you said in April 2025, you had a conversation with Mayor Tarpley?
Yes.
Okay, so did the mayor admit to you that she told Mr. Cohilas that he could keep his, the city vehicle assigned to him during his suspension when it was supposed to be in City Hall?
Her words to me was, Mr. Cohilas felt like this would disrupt his family life, and she agreed with him.
Okay, in that same conversation, did the mayor tell you that she should have told the council about overriding their decision in that regard?
I can't say exact words, but in other words, she did show some remorse, but I believe it was only because she got caught, not because she was truly sorry.
Yes, ma'am. So is that the conversation from the complaint where the mayor told you she made a bad judgment call or something to that effect?
She said that to me personally, yes.
Okay, and then, so when did Mayor Tarpley tell the council as a group that she gave a new direction to Mr. Cohilas regarding where the vehicle was to be kept during the suspension?
That was something that was under executive session, so I
Okay,
cannot
gotcha,
talk
that's
about
okay.
that.
But I just kind of, she did inform the group.
I cannot answer
Okay,
that.
gotcha. Okay, executive session. All right, did the mayor have authority to change the council's direction?
As far as I know, the mayor does not have veto power.
Right.
She is only a tie-breaking vote,
Yes, ma'am.
so she does not get to change the will of the council without council's approval.
And the last question, is the vehicle city property?
The vehicle is city property, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, going back a little further in your testimony, you said you guys did an independent investigation. What triggered that investigation? Was it lack of information coming down, or was it just you didn't believe what you were
It
hearing?
wasn't a lack of information, and I'm going to speak for me. When we voted on what we voted on, when we agreed to what we agreed to in executive session and came back to council chambers to vote on it, I never in a million years thought that what the will of the council would have been changed because Mayor Tarpley felt like the city manager's home life and reputation was more important than what the council voted on. So when I had the conversation with Mr. Turner about the car being there, it didn't make sense. It just absolutely made no sense for that car to be in Chief Turner's personal garage. Anything could have happened. His house could have been broken into, his house could have caught on fire, there could have been some type of natural disaster that came through where he lives. So why would that vehicle be there? It was never authorized by council to be in Sonoya.
I have one more question. So, listening to what you were saying, so you guys, council, council, giving some directions that the mayor have to follow. So, did these punishment was carried out to the fullest?
So once again, and I think I can speak for Councilmember Duchesne, myself, maybe then Councilmember Donnie Bryant, maybe Mr. Meeks, and maybe Mr. Turner. But I know for the three of us, Duchesne, Cleveland, and myself, we believed that the will of the council would have been carried out according to the way we voted. And, you know, we knew we had the incident of mistrust with the vehicle. We thought, okay, this will not happen again. You know, we found out about the vehicle. The mayor has apologized to me personally in my conversation. So I never thought that the sanctions imposed on Mr. Kohelis as the result of the investigation. I wanted to believe that, you know, we were beyond not being fully made aware of everything that was happening.
So is it fair to say it was not carried out?
In my opinion, I don't believe it was.
Thank you.
You have a question, Mr. Byrd?
Yes, so did the council get to see a copy of the findings that the city paid for, that the other attorney did? And did the HR actually get a copy of it to see what the findings were?
I want to answer that, and I'm going to try to answer that without breaking executive session. Visibly laying my eyes on it, no. I cannot speak for Human Resources if they received a copy of it, but I did not visibly read or see anything.
Did any of the council members ask for a copy of the investigation?
That is bound by executive session.
Okay.
Got a question. You may can answer, you may cannot. Do you feel that Chief Turner was put in a position where he had to tell a lie?
Given the culture,
Coerced, I should say.
given the culture that used to be here in Hampton, I believe we all make decisions, and those decisions turn out to be a mistake. I believe that Chief Turner did what he did, one, because it was protecting the city manager, and not to say that that's what he wanted to do. But when you have the top elected official who ultimately is responsible for whether you have a job or not at some point, you're going to do what you need to do to keep your job. I'm not saying what he did was right, but I understand why he did it. And what bothered me the most was that Mayor Tarpley instructed him to tell the lie. If he had, came up with the lie on his own, that's one thing. But because the mayor, who everyone respects, what do you do?
So can we say that's 2 times that a city employee has been coerced to do something against their will? Ms. Blunt just stated correctly. Am I correct that you were kind of well, you said you was caught up in a situation where you was just moved to a whole different department, right? I wasn't given a choice. So can we say though that that's twice in the ethics violation?
Well, we're not at that part yet, because we still got to listen to other witnesses.
So, like I said.
We're getting there.
I do believe that Chief Turner was put in a bad predicament. And it was a matter of, and this may be extreme, but it was a matter of life or death. You know, sometimes doing the right thing is hard. And it's not always easy to do the right thing. But I do believe Chief Turner had enough respect for Mayor Tarpley. And I can't say that she promised him that she could protect him. Because even when they didn't know what we were doing, they didn't know that we were going to do our own investigation. I was willing to drive by Mr. Cohilis's house myself because I wanted the truth. You know, I wanted to know what happened here. Why couldn't this just come back to council and say, hey, you know, I felt like if Mayor Tarpley picked up the phone to ask us to give an extension for one day, and it was only that one day that Mr. Cohilis had gotten the exception, all she had to do was pick up the phone, call every council member back, and say, I had a conversation with Mr. Cohilis. These are his concerns. How do you feel? And you know what I probably would have said? It's fine, he could keep the vehicle. But because that did not occur, she put Chief Turner in a position, a compromising position, because when I found out the truth, I wanted to fire Chief Turner. Because at that point, I felt like he was a part of this too. I didn't know at that time the mayor told him to lie. And when I found out that the mayor told him to lie, I understood the position he was put in.
Good.
I can't say it was right, but I understand why he did it.
Good.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, thank you. You can have a seat. Thank you for
Thanks.
being here. All right, Mr. Cleveland, do you have another witness?
Chief James Turner.
Okay, thank you. All five, please.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this hearing is the truth and only the truth.
I do.
You may proceed, Mr. Cleveland.
Chief, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Were you aware that the city council directed the city manager's vehicle to be secured by the city?
Yeah, I kind of put some context of how I became aware. I don't know what day he was put on administrative leave or whatever. I think it was the following day when I first became aware, and I was initially told to make arrangements to go pick his vehicle up. Some point later that day, and for that to happen, I was kind of working through, and I even asked the mayor. That's who told me, how do we make that happen? She had stated she wanted, this was a confidential matter, wanted to limit personnel here, to protect his, I guess his position or his integrity in the position. And she asked me, so I asked an initial question of, if I get anybody here, more than me know about it, and I wanted to, she had talked about executive session and things like that, and I wanted to be very cautious, not, so I said, let me come up with a way, because I didn't know, normally I just use another staff member, but I was trying to be, be as respectful as I could, I guess is the best way to say it. And I initially thought, I could get my son to go with me. And as I'm calling my son and trying to make arrangements for that, the mayor subsequently calls back. I think it was later that same day. Now, this would have been the day after. The mayor calls back before my son even calls, because that was going to be, I was going to drive me in my personal car And that white truck that Ms. White Williams talked about, it's a white Chevy. Anyway, before my son could get back in touch with me, the mayor called and said, hey, hold on, I've spoken to the council. And she used those words. She said, I've spoken to the council. We're going to give it a day. And I don't know what time this could have been the same day that y'all did it. I just don't know what time, but this was later in the afternoon of the same day, she tells me. So I think it's the following day, but it could have been the same day. I don't know. So I said, just make arrangements to go tomorrow then. And she said, yes. Well, I talked to my son and I kind of came up with those plans to do that. And the next morning, the mayor called and she said, hey, on the city manager's vehicle. And I said, yes, ma'am. And my son, I think we were going to leave like at 11 the next day. And it seems like this was over a weekend because he was off work. The mayor called and she said, hey, change the plans on it. I just want you to get the keys. And using the words that she had used when she initially told me, she said the council. And she didn't use the council this time. So I distinctly remember asking her, I said, Madam Mayor, with all due respect, do you have that authority? And I asked because the way she worded the first thing, and she said she had spoken to the city attorney and she was well within her authority to get the keys, for me to get the keys. So I said, yes, ma'am. So I didn't have to involve my son. I called Mr. Cohillis on the phone, and then I think it was on a Sunday because there was no traffic is when I think. And I said, do you want me to come up there and pick up the keys? And he said, he seemed to know what I was talking about. I didn't say, the mayor said, I just said, do you want me to come up there and pick up the keys? And he said, I can meet you somewhere in Jonesboro if that would be easier. And I said, absolutely. And I met him, I think the place we met is on 85 in Riverdale, where there's a place called Action Tire. And the only reason I know is because there's a fire station right there beside it. And he talked about building that as when he, was there. So I met him, I got the keys, took the keys, I think that was on a Sunday, took the keys to my house. And on that Monday, I remember calling the mayor. I don't think she came in the office that day. Whatever day she came in, Tuesday, Wednesday, or it seems like it would have been a day or two later, I put them in a manila envelope, sealed it, and I put it on the mayor's desk because she was coming in later that day. Then I don't remember how much longer after that. I remember I received a call from you, and that's kind of what everybody's been asking questions about. Without a doubt, I certainly misled you, and I've acknowledged that to you personally, and I acknowledged it to other members of council. I'll say that the mayor didn't say lie to the council. I think what she told me to secure, and because I'll go back a little bit, I didn't mean to leave this out. I asked her, I said, if somebody asked me about this car, what am I going to say? She said, you tell them the vehicle is secured in Hampton and to call me. And so when you ask, I certainly was not honest with you. I misled you. And immediately upon getting off the phone with you, I called the mayor and I said, Madam Mayor, I said, I feel like I'm in the middle of this, and I used a bad word, and I don't want to be. I said, I essentially just misled / lied to Mr. Cleveland. I said, do I need to resign? And she said, you did exactly what I told you to do. I got this. And I said, yes, ma'am. And then the first time I saw you, I came up to you and I apologized. And I know I apologized to other members of council because of, and I appreciate the question from this gentleman here. I certainly shouldn't have misled you, even at the direction of somebody. And again, I want to be very clear. She didn't tell me to outright lie. She told me to say the vehicle was secured within the city. But in doing that, I certainly misled you.
So basically, you were being instructed what you were told to do.
Yes, ma'am. Doesn't make it right. I'm not absolving myself at all.
No, I mean, you did what you were told to do by your superior.
Yeah.
So Sorry, Mr. Cleveland.
Were you instructed to document the vehicle's location?
I was not.
Okay. Was any police report or departmental documentation created?
No, sir. And having taken vehicles from other departments over the years, we've never documented that. It's just not something that we've done. I mean, we've returned it to the correct location, same way as I took the keys there. We don't, that's not something we would traditionally document.
Okay.
It's not a criminal offense of any kind.
When was the vehicle returned?
I don't know that. I know that I took the keys, and the day that Mr. Cohilas came back to work, he asked me about the keys, and I said, I returned those to the mayor. I told him the day after, but I don't think it was the day after. I think there may have been a day or two in there.
So the vehicle was never returned to City Hall?
To my knowledge, not by me for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Couple of questions.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Greer, since you raised your hand.
Yes, sorry, I lost my place. Hi, Chief.
Ms. Green.
Did Mayor Tarpley, she told you that Mr. Cohilas, that she told Mr. Cohilas that he could keep the vehicle at his residence?
She didn't tell me that. She just
did
told me
not.
a change. I don't know her exact words.
That the plans changed or something?
But then when I talked to him, I could tell that he was, he didn't say, we didn't have a conversation, if you're coming get in the vehicle. When I said, hey, boss, I need to pick up your keys, and he seemed to know, so
Oh, well, okay.
I assumed they had had a conversation.
Okay. And did the mayor tell, I think I got this out of what you said, but I want to just clarify. Did the mayor tell you that the council did not change the disciplinary actions that they issued to Mr. Cohilas?
But
That the
there was
council
never any
did
talk of disciplinary
So,
action.
gotcha, okay.
That's two separate processes.
Gotcha, okay.
When you're on administrative leave, that's so I was never privy
Gotcha,
to any
it's okay.
any
And-
disciplinary action.
Yes, sir, just one last question. Is the vehicle city property?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay. With him being suspended, were you aware of his reasoning for being suspended?
The way I initially, I don't think I knew it that day, or the first, that Monday back at work is when I kind of.
I guess
Well,
when they asked you to pick
No,
up the car?
she didn't tell me. She just said, we've had an executive session. The city manager has been placed on administrative leave.
Okay.
It was but there was no talk of what it was or anything.
With this vehicle being
Public property.
public property?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a tracker on there?
I do not believe the city managers has there is probably something through Chevy with the OnStar that 2022 and better have, but I don't think there's any external, like a GPS monitor or anything like that.
Okay.
So, Chief,
Yes, sir.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'll ask you the question that I asked Ms. Ms. White. You said time and time again that she didn't specifically tell you, but you were told to do such and such.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'll say, to be clear, I'm not, she didn't I just wanted to be honest about, she didn't specifically say if someone asked, lie to them. She said, she was very emphatic about, she said, because I asked if somebody asked, she said, you tell them the vehicle's secured within the city limits of Hampton and to call me.
Okay.
I do feel like that, that statement, and I said it earlier, it certainly caused me to mislead Councilman Cleveland. I mean, just being honest, it did. And, but she didn't specifically say you're instructed to lie. I think and it all goes into the vehicle, the physical vehicle was not ever secured in Hampton. So
That was my next
yeah,
question.
it never was. No, under my, not anything to do with me. I mean, if the mayor did something, after I brought her the key, I don't know, but I certainly did not.
So when the city manager came back to work, You had already given the keys to Mayor?
I did, like,
Okay.
I'm gonna use this, say I got the keys on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I gave them to the mayor that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, whatever day. She's not always in the office.
Okay.
So I remember it not being that Monday because I came over with that envelope a couple times. And then when her door was open, she wasn't in there, I called her on the phone and said, hey, can I put these keys in your chair? Or put this envelope in your chair is what I said.
So, again, the city manager came back to work that Monday?
No.
Not that
He
Monday.
came back to work much later.
Much later.
I mean, like, I got the keys using the time frame, and I heard someone say they thought it was a Friday.
Okay.
I think I got the keys that Sunday,
Okay.
but he didn't come back for like a couple of weeks after that.
Okay, so when you got the keys from Mr. Cohilas, you didn't get the vehicle?
I did not.
Okay. So pretty much, I guess we can say it was still in his
It was
possession.
there, it was certainly there at his residence.
Okay.
I didn't go there, I'm assuming it
Gotcha.
was. I mean, it seems like he made the statement that he had pulled it up further to make sure he could still get his personal car out.
Okay.
Because I've been to his house before. I don't remember how that there was a conversation about it, like when I met him at that action tower that I talked about, and just said, I said, are you able, did you park it to where you can, I don't remember, but there was definitely a conversation about it. So he had said he pulled it all the way up, that way he could get in and out of the driveway.
Okay, so,
Go ahead, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Chief.
Mr. Duchesne.
Thanks for being here. I respect you a lot, you know that.
Thank you.
But questions occur.
Sure.
How was the vehicle returned? Was it towed here? I'm hearing the keys were in your possession, but the vehicle,
If you remember, I took the keys to the mayor during that initial time frame. He comes back like 2 weeks later. He asked me the day he returned to work. Now, when he returned to work, he returned in his personal car that first day. And he asked me where his keys were. And I said, I turned them over to the mayor the day after I got them, or the day I got them, whatever I told him. So I'm assuming he got the keys from the mayor and then he drove it back.
Oh,
But
okay, so-
it certainly was never towed like this. Nothing from me or the city, to my knowledge, had the vehicle towed or anything.
okay. Now, this is just going back. Now,
Yes, sir.
I heard Mr. Cleveland said that you apologized to him. Now, is this a true statement? I think I heard you said it on your own that you did. But
I
just
did.
for my notes, I just want to know, is this actually a true fact?
I certainly apologize to him as well as other council members because I felt like that was what I needed to do. My position is certainly that one where the council needs to trust me,
Of
the
course.
community needs to trust me, and that's something that was to mislead them at all is
Yes, sir.
something that I lost sleep over, and that's why I asked the mayor, do I need to resign? And I don't take it lightly. I didn't take it lightly when I saw Mr. Cleveland. I think I may have seen him one time before that, like during council meetings, but it wasn't in a position to where I felt comfortable to be able to express my apology, and I did the same thing to Mr. Shane and Ms. White Williams and to the other council members as well.
Okay. So there's a discrepancy between what council was told, where the vehicle was actually located. Is there any way you could explain, it was two locations the vehicle was. It was at city manager's home and it was at your home.
It was
Am I-
never at my home, that I
Never
can
at your
say.
home.
I don't know exactly what they were told. The only thing I know is what I told Mr. Cleveland when he called that I've talked about. The vehicle was never located at my
Oh,
home.
okay.
The only time the keys were there is that one night, I'm gonna say that Sunday night. Just because I picked them up on a Sunday and I didn't want to have to drive all the way back to Hampton to put them at my desk. They were stored at my home that night. The next day when I came in, I got an envelope, put them in the envelope, sealed it, wrote city manager keys, and then waited till I could get with the mayor to give her that envelope. But the vehicle is definitely never at my home.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Chief Turner? Chief, you can have a seat. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cleveland, do you have any more witnesses for us?
Can I call Atwater up?
Sure. You have rebuttal?
Do I need to get the oath again?
No, you're still under oath.
So, in regards to Carmen, when the disciplinary action came, were you aware of what was going on while Alex was being disciplined?
Director Atwater, if any of the questions are regarding the current EEOC complaint, you're not under liberty to
Okay,
divulge.
that's what I was processing.
You're not under liberty to
Okay.
divulge, not in this ethics hearing.
Sorry. It is, yes.
Okay, thank you. No more questions.
Thank you. All right,
Questions from Mr. Cleveland?
okay. Mr. Cleveland, do you have any more witnesses?
No, but I would like to answer questions if I can.
Yes. Can you come up to the podium, please? Some of the committee members, they may have questions for you.
Okay.
Ms. Greer, go ahead,
Yes.
since you said you have questions.
Mr. Cleveland? Yes, so were you a member of the Hampton City Council during the time period covered under your complaint?
Yes.
Complaint, excuse me. Okay. And did the disciplinary actions the city council issued to Mr. Cohilas include that he was to have no access to his assigned city vehicle during the suspension?
Yes.
Where was the vehicle supposed to be located during the suspension?
City Hall,
Where was it found?
at Alex Cohila's residence.
Is it your understanding that Mayor Tarpley told Mr. Cohilas to keep the vehicle at his residence in Gwinnett County instead of at City Hall?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Well, she told me. When I
The-
called the
the
mayor.
mayor-
yeah,
the
when I
mayor
called
told
the mayor,
you
she
that she
said that she told him.
he could keep it, so the
Right.
mayor told you, okay. And did Mayor Tarpley have the authority to change the council's direction?
No.
And is the vehicle city property?
Yes.
Thank you, that's all I have.
All right, does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Cleveland? I have a question, Mr. Cleveland.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, did you ever make any complaints or check on any complaints that were filed for Mr. Cohilas? Were those ever brought to your attention? Or the other city council members' attentions?
So when the complaint happened and I started following up, asking questions,
Okay.
and asked for the actual document to be provided. I asked for it in November. They actually went to
November 2024 or 2025?
2025.
Okay.
We was in executive session. I asked for the documentation, and the mayor got up, went to her office, came back about 15, 20 minutes later, said that she couldn't find it. I said, okay, and I told her, I said, you don't have it. You never done it. So I sent a couple of emails, and it's in your packets, asking for the documents. She never responded. I did an open records request, never responded. The last meeting, I think it was December 4th, in executive session, I asked for the document again. She brought out, well, let me go back. I asked for the documentation for the training that he was supposed to do back in April. Well, she brought out.
Was that part of his suspension?
Yeah, that was part of his suspension.
Program.
It's his program to, take that training for sexual harassment.
Okay.
So she brought out a piece of paper that had just the training on it. Didn't say the date nor who took the training. And she said, well, this is what he gave me. I said, okay. Where's the document that you wrote up, Mr. Cohilas?
Yeah.
So she presented a piece of paper that was supposed to be written up in April. I think it was the 29th. but I had a email that shows in June, it was requested for open records request. Tina Corey requested for the open records request, and Chief Turner asked, you know, do we have the document? He even asked Larry, the attorney, and she said she has no record of it. Well, once he got it, and I continued to ask for the original document, she could never give it to us. Then I showed her the document from the email that I got that, you know, it was from the open record request, but Mayor Tarpley never did that. She never did it.
All right. When you you have to do an Open Records Act request for HR personnel when you're on city council?
Yeah, I had to. I'll put it that way. I don't know if that's
Is that the normal
normal process,
protocol
but I
for
had
city
to do
council? Or are you able to walk in and say, Miss Atwater, I want to see, you know, the HR file for such and such employee?
You should be able to, because I was on council. You should be able to lay eyes on it.
Okay.
But for some reason, Alex Cohilas didn't have a personnel file.
Okay.
When I asked for this document, specifically, the mayor said, I got it. And I asked, and I think Councilwoman White asked, well, does HR has it? No, I have it. Okay, well, let me see it. She could never produce it. The first meeting in November and in December, she could never produce that document. And even now, I'm sure she can't produce the original document because I'm sure it's being asked to get it, and she's still saying, I'm gonna give it to you. They still don't have any record of it. And when I want to say, when this investigation was going on for sexual harassment, we had the attorney recommend an attorney. So she came in, did the recommendation, and she came in and told us what she recommends. She said she believed the victim, and that Cohilas was arrogant and just pretty much acting crazy. So, to my understanding, it was going to be, Cohilas was going to come back, right? But Carmen was never given a choice on what to go. I felt like HR should have been involved. The victim should never be moved. It wasn't her fault.
I feel about victims, so.
Yeah, she should never be moved. It wasn't her fault. Then they tell her, we made a position for you, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think this year she had to apply for that same position.
Ms. Blunt, you had to apply for the same position?
Well, I was taken over to the court as the deputy municipal court clerk. And when I got over there, it's been discussed, and I was told by the person that she had held that position for over a year. But as far as HR was concerned, that position was not in her HR file. However, she had signed documents as the deputy municipal court clerk. What I had to interview and apply for was for the court clerk position.
But why are you having to apply for a court clerk position when you are a deputy clerk? Deputy clerk's higher than the court clerk.
It was made for, we was told that position was going to be made for her.
Who were you told by?
The mayor.
So
Who told you that?
Yeah.
Ms. Blunt, who told you that?
That the position was being
Yes.
created for me? The
Yes.
mayor.
And when did the mayor tell you that?
On April 28th, whenever she and the chief told me to come back to the to the conference room.
Now, who says though now that you had to reapply for the position?
The chief told me I had to apply for the position.
Chief, can you better explain?
The court clerk is actually higher, I'm not sure, I know you're very familiar with the legal field, but in our our structure, the court clerk and a deputy court clerk works under her. Ms. Blunt was moved into the deputy court clerk role. Subsequently, the court clerk position opened, and that's what she's referring to, she applied for.
Okay.
So you apply for a higher position?
Okay.
Applied for a higher position.
Sorry.
correct.
Deputy clerk's different than Superior Court. I'm used to
Yeah.
Superior Court.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Hmm.
You guys voted that he was suspended.
Yes, we came to a consensus, yes, ma'am.
Did you guys have to vote him to come back?
Nope.
So how was he able to come back?
To be honest with you, it was 3 of us that didn't want him to come back.
So don't you have to, how many people are on the council?
So it's 6 plus the mayor. But we knew, I'm gonna be honest with you, we knew we would be outvoted because 3 of the council members, we didn't want him to come back. The other 3 did. The mayor would break the tie, and she would break the tie to bring him back.
So on what grounds was he able to come back if we're dealing with sexual harassment?
That's a question for the mayor. And I don't understand how the mayor was able to walk out of here. I had to be here to do the charges, and she should have been here to, do the same thing. Like, but now I got to do this,
She
and
chose
she's
to walk out.
right.
So
She's
this is what we have
gone.
to do with it. We're gonna get this finished up. Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Cleveland?
Yes. I heard you say it about open records. Is that something you have to pay for?
It is.
had to-
However, I did not have to pay for it. Some of the records I didn't get though, pertaining to that particular incident. I
Did you
didn't get.
submit money funds?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then listening to your testimony there, sir, so I'm getting that no documents was created for Mr. Cohelius.
No, and to go back to what I was saying about the attorney, that attorney gave a verbal documentation. It was not asked to get a written documentation. So what that means is it's no record. If it's no record, it didn't happen.
So up to this day, there's still no record of a sexual harassment case in Human Resources? And there's no record that he's been suspended? And there's no record of what his charges are? Nothing? There's nothing?
Was he ever charged formally with anything?
That matter is currently active, so we
he
cannot
was
speak to that.
He was charged with a criminal charge?
We can't speak to that. It's a current active
Okay.
suit.
Criminal charges are open to the public.
It's not criminal charge.
Okay.
The training that Alice was supposed to do,
Sexual harassment is not a criminal?
he did not do it.
That's close to the public, but criminal charges are open to the public.
So the training that he was supposed to do for sexual harassment, it wasn't completed until after we got Ms. Blunt's EEOC.
Can you say what an EEOC is? I'm sorry.
Employment.
Okay, thank you.
It's a complaint.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So in this investigation, any other employee was being investigated? Like HR, she's here right now, so she could attest to this. Was she interviewed in this process?
No, she was not.
Hold on, what was the question?
The question was, he said, an investigation was done, right? And did this investigation was involve any other employee in the city? Well, I'm just asking, were you involved in it? Were you asked questions? Were you,
Oh,
you
okay.
was
By
asked?
the attorney, yes,
From the private attorney that came?
yes,
So you were asked questions?
yes. I can't go into, of course, but
Of course, I just want to know if you was interviewed also.
yes.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I'm sorry, one more time. Do you now have a statement in Human Resources? Is it too late to put that in?
We're beyond. No, I mean, it's under litigation.
It's under
Yes,
litigation, we
so
can't
talk
in
about
terms of if there's a statement and all of that, I'd rather
Okay.
You
That's
don't have
fine.
to speak to it, Director Atwater. It's
Yeah.
currently under active litigation.
Got it. That's it.
All right, yeah, anybody else have any questions for Mr. Cleveland?
I'm good.
All right, Mr. Cleveland, you can do a closing statement. We will now proceed with the closing statements. They are limited to 5 minutes. Closing statements are opportunities to summarize the evidence and explain how it meets or does not meet the clear and convincing evidence standard. All right, you may proceed when you're ready.
Over the course of this hearing, the evidence established a clear, consistent pattern. Not isolated mistakes, not administrative oversights, but repeated departures from lawful process, transparency, and accountability. The facts demonstrated that a serious personnel matter involving the city managers was handled outside required procedures. Human resources was excluded, formal documentation was absent, council directives were not fully enforced, and critical information was withheld until independently uncovered. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The evidentiary portion of the hearing is now closed. The Ethics Committee has received all testimony and evidence relating to this matter. The committee will now determine whether the complaint has established a violation of the City of Hampton Code of Ethics by clear and convincing evidence. All right. Do we deliberate right here, or we go
Right
in
here.
closed session?
So you guys have a couple of options. You guys can choose to deliberate here. You could do option A, you find a violation. If you do find a violation, and I drafted a sample motion for that. Option B, there is no violation found. There is a sample motion for that. Or option C, you guys can take the matter under advisement. I just want to reemphasize that if you choose to take the matter under advisement, any further deliberation must occur at another properly noticed meeting. So those are your options.
Okay. All right, do you want me to do a roll call if they found a violation, if you found a violation? Or if not?
I can go first if you
Okay,
like.
sure.
So I do think there was a violation. Mr. Cohilas' assigned city vehicle was reassigned to the City Hall parking lot on 4/14/25. It was to be parked there from 4/15/25 throughout the duration of Mr. Cohilas' suspension. Mayor Tarpley told Mr. Cohilas that he could keep the city's vehicle at his residence during his suspension. In Article 7, Code of Ethics, Section 2-296, Use of Public Property, it states that, quote, "Public servants shall not use City of Hampton property of any kind or equipment, furniture, and supplies for other than officially approved activities, nor shall he or she direct employees to use such property for other than official purposes." So at the time of the suspension, the official purpose changed from being his personal daily driver vehicle to being parked at City Hall. And the council's authority was overridden to make that change. So I personally believe that is a violation of that
For
section.
section
2-296,
2-296.
because the vehicle is city property.
There's any questions or comments from the panel?
I have, I don't know if I'm going to say it as great as you guys, excuse me, this is my first day, but I think there's lack of documentation, trust issues, protection, communication between the council members and the mayor, policy gaps, record keeping, training and requirements, administrative restructuring, following protocols, I have a few things that I see missing. We're too small of a city to have so much chaos and mistrust and the lack of protection over our citizens.
Okay, what, Mrs., your name?
Naima, James.
Nyla?
Ms. James.
Ms. James?
Keep it
Okay.
simple.
I'll say it's under section 2-291, principle and policies. In my finding, the most effective way to eradicate unethical practice is to constantly act with the highest moral principle and consideration, reacting appropriately to the ethical decisions of others. So I see a disconnect in the way things were handled, and they were asked to carry out certain functions, and these functions was not carried out. So that's under principle and policies. And under section 2-291, intent, although using the public office for private gain wasn't there, but it still was using the city of Hampton property as a means of keeping it is okay. I'll give you a pat on the back. You'll return it when I decide you return it. And it wasn't laid out for her to make that decision. Council made that decision that the vehicle should be stayed at the Hampton compound, whether it was police department or the parking lot outside. That's my two findings on this ethical complaint.
Are we allowed to find a violation under those two sections? That's my understanding.
My understanding,
Because we were
can
not.
we find violations for other things as they come out in evidence?
My recommendation is the violations of the ethics code begin at 2-294 and continue to 2-306. Those are the specific ethics violations. The section that Mr. Duchesne is referencing, he's referencing the principal policies. That's overall the spirit of the ethics policy. And the committee may choose to consider it. But in my opinion, the actual specific violations commence at 2-294.
May I ask you another question based on your opinion?
If it's to do with the code, yes, ma'am.
It's according to the sections, what you were just saying
Okay.
is your opinion that we begin with acceptance of gifts, but that's where, if there's some sort of challenge to anything going forward, that's the best basis
Yeah,
to
my,
follow up. I'm trying to figure out what your,
I'm here
where your
to,
opinion's coming from.
Right, just to help this ethics committee with the validity of the hearing.
okay.
And so if you guys choose to find a violation, that would be, in my opinion, commencing at 2-294
Okay.
is the best for the validity.
Well, I do actually have another one that I would like to discuss with the group because I'm not entirely sure if it's a violation, but I would like everyone's opinion. Mayor Tarpley acted on behalf of the city of Hampton when she told Mr. Cohilas to retain possession of the city vehicle assigned to him during his future suspension. This was done without city council authorization. In Article 7, Code of Ethics, Sections 2-302, Commitments, it states that, quote, "A public servant shall not act or create the appearance of acting on behalf of the city by promising to authorize or prevent any future official action of any nature without prior authorization from the council or city manager or his or her designee," end quote. So at the time of the suspension, Mayor Tarpley, without council authorization, acted on behalf of the city by telling Mr. Cohilas that he could keep the city's vehicle during his suspension. This action prevented the city council from the opportunity to take official action on whether or not to change the terms of Mr. Cohilas' disciplinary action. If anybody would like to discuss that, I would appreciate it.
Sure. Any discussion for Ms. Greer? Ethics violation? Say the number one more time to me.
It's 2-302 commitments.
Sorry, I gotta have multiple
It's
pages.
right there. You want this? I can give you this. I also have it highlighted.
Thank you.
So, it skips.
Does anybody else have a comment? Do y'all want to vote at the end of what we found, what we believe to be violations? Because I'll have several. First of all, I have lived in Hampton pretty much my whole life, and I grew up here. I care about this city. I care about the people here. I love this town. I was educated here, raised here. I raised my child here, and I worked here, served here, you name it, everything. But we cannot go on like this as a city. It's embarrassing because we see how different cities can act and how they can get on the news. And I don't want to be on WSB TV News. I like watching WSB TV, but I don't want to be on the news. But I also have a moral compass, and I have ethics, and I have values, and that's what my mom taught me. And the Hearns, and the Birds, and the Welches. But I am not going to sit here and have some Miss Blunt be treated the way she's been treated. I don't know the whole facts. I know there's still an investigation going on. But as a victim advocate, I stand by victims. That is my moral code. I take that personally. I'm sorry you're having to go through that. If you ever need anything, just call me. But my problem is, and I wish Mayor Tarpley is here, she's appointed me to this board. And I think the world of her, but you gotta speak for your actions. And there's questions, and we have to be accountable. We all make mistakes, we've all done things we shouldn't have done, and, we have to be responsible. But my thing is, the coercion, section 2.2-298, you're taking a public servant shall not use his or her position in any way to coerce or give the appearance of coercing a city employee, an appointed official of the city, or contract employee to provide any benefit to him or her, to a person with his or her immediate family. So basically, we're not telling his family about this car. We're not telling him, when do we start recognizing, if you do wrong, you do wrong. That's what our society, you're held accountable. If you do wrong, you do wrong. You own it. I made a mistake. But we're not going to sit here and hide for families. I've been there. You got to be honest. And that's not honesty. That's what ethics are. And if y'all disagree with me, you disagree with me. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm going to be honest. Also, I think when she telling Chief Turner to do something that's not morally right. At the end of the day, we take public service. You take an oath. You abide by that oath. The oath comes with representing the city, not only the city, this county. Once they go out and they go to Senator Ossoff, y'all go to Washington, you're representing us. And if you can't take this oath seriously, I don't know. Like, it's embarrassing. Also, going back. Sorry, I have my notes here, so I have to go back. Sure, I'm sorry.
That's it. I want to read it with.
Principal policy. We sit here, trust the citizens and their government is cultivated when individuals, public servants act with integrity, when the public is aware and the servants act with integrity. If we're not even doing Open Records Act, following the law, the federal law, what are we doing? We have to sit here. If you do an Open Records Act, the feds can come down here and hold this place hostage. That takes away our funding. That takes away a lot of stuff for this city. And this city has to have this funding. Also, public servants, number 4, public servants should exercise sound judgment and apply ethical principles in making decisions that in a manner reflect upon their office. And 5, all citizens should be treated with courtesy, impartial, and equality. If they're not, the city council are citizens. If they're not being treated right, in the employees, that's just not right. So that is my understanding. I say that I find, and this is hard for me to say, but it's the right thing. Mayor Tarpley of Principles and Policy, Section 2-291 and 2-298. And one more, I'm sorry. Where's about the car?
That's the one that I mentioned.
Property, public
That's
property.
that's
296.
2-9, yeah.
Yes. In the use of public property. I understand that she may have been told she'd get the keys by the lawyer, but she, in her heart of heart, I think she knew that's not what she should have done. I feel like she made a mistake, but at the end of the day, we gotta be held responsible for our mistakes. And, you know, that's taxpayer money. And we gotta follow that dollar everywhere we go. Because if we don't, they're gonna come get us. Uncle Sam's gonna come. And I know one thing, we pay a lot of money in taxes here. And I've never seen a city have city taxes here. That's my thing, but anyway. But for us to pay for that car and it be all the way in Alpharetta, I don't agree with that either. That car should have been dropped at the interstate at the Clayton County where he is from, like we do the officers, and driving back and forth, that's not right. And then to keep it up there at that house, no, that's not right. You don't do that once you've been suspended. Police officer or anybody else get their car suspended, their car is put on hold.
Let's put it in quarantine.
So those are my violations. Does anybody else?
I just have a question. So, Elle's recommendation was for us to not use 2-291, the
And
principal
2,
policies. That's what she was just saying, to start at
294.
2-294. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was her recommend. And on the coercion one, that you're looking at section B,
Yes.
okay? So a public servant shall not use his or her position in any way to coerce or give the appearance of coercing a city employee, an appointed official of the city, or a contract employee to provide any benefit to him or her or to persons within his or her immediate family. I don't see where the mayor benefited personally, or even her family benefited personally from what you're saying.
Well, I believe she benefited for not having to find another city manager.
That's not I'm not sure that would actually meet that requirement.
It could be him or her, or to a person, so it don't have to be, it could be either one.
It could be in A, could be a better representation of it, not B. A.
I'll be honest, I respect y'all's right to put it out there. I just don't see coercion in what I've heard, so.
Okay.
We can vote on it.
I respect
Yeah.
y'all's right
Yeah.
to put it out there, though.
All right, does anybody else have any more questions or comments about the violations? All right, so we're put on the table section 2-291, in which, I said 1 and 4. Does anybody else have any more?
Or 5, all citizens should be treated with courtesy.
So number 5 too.
And equality.
Sure. Anybody else have any questions about 2-291?
No.
All right, do you want to go ahead and vote on that section?
You need a motion.
Yes. All right. I need a motion to find Ms. Tarpley guilty of section 2-291 of sections 1, 4, and 5. All in favor?
You gotta get your
Gotta
motion.
get-
Oh, I'm
second.
sorry, motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Did you see? He moved the motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor of sections 1, 4, and 5 being violated?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous.
No, it's not. I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, you did? I thought you raised your hand, I'm sorry.
All opposed?
All
Yes.
opposed? Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. So 5-1. All right, section 2-292, the intent of the Code of Ethics, of Public Servants. Which one did you say, Ms. Greer?
I said I didn't think it met it, so.
Okay. Y'all bear with me, that's my dyslexic kicking in.
You said 2-292?
Yes, sir.
Would number 3 fit that description?
Yes, that's the one I was thinking, yes. For 3.
In section 2-29.
2.
Yes,
Intent.
for section 3.
Okay, yes.
I don't have 2-9, I don't have 4 on there.
I don't have 294 anymore.
I have
294.
section 2-292, 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4.
You got your
294 is
binders
acceptance,
in there.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're talking about? Oh, there is no 4.
All right, do I have a motion to find Miss Mayor Ann Tarpley for the ethics violation of section 2-292, number 3, affecting adversely the confidence of the public and the integrity of those who conduct the affairs and business of City of Hampton? Do I have a motion?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 5-1.
I'll
Okay.
Put that 2-302 out there also after you do public property.
2-296.
You got 2-296 next.
Okay, yes. All right, for section 2-296, the use of public property, do I have a motion to find Ann Tarpley, Mayor Ann Tarpley violated the ethics of public property?
I move that we find that under 2-296 that Mayor Tarpley violated that section, excuse me.
A second.
All right, all in favor of finding Mayor Tarpley guilty of the use of public property?
Oh, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The ayes have it. Okay, the last one, section 2-298, the coercion. Section A, a public servant should not use his or her position in any way to coerce or give the appearance of coercing another person to provide any benefits to him or her, to a person with his or her family, or for those with whom the public servant has business or financial ties. Do I have a motion to find her in violation of the coercion, section 2-298, section A?
Yes.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Or that, City Clerk, did you get the vote for the last one?
So it's 3 and 3?
Actually,
They're still reading.
I have to check that off.
Mhm.
Do you have a question?
I'm thinking about the officer, and so I think that's a part of it, her giving the instructions to the officer.
That's what my thing is too.
Yeah.
the coercion, telling him to do something that was not correct information.
And then she's not here to defend herself, to tell her side of the story.
She chose that. We had, this meeting was 3 weeks, we had it set, we made sure everybody knew to be here present, and she knew when to be here, and we had to treat everybody equally. We did that to Mr. Cleveland, and he showed up. So-
So you're gonna make
We didn't
a-
finish the vote on
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Mr. Byrd, are you still reading?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, you're talking about coercion. I can't, I mean, if you read the whole paragraph, I say no, but there's parts in it that I say yes.
Right.
So that's what's
But
got me.
You have to read the whole thing, though.
You know,
and
you
it's-
read the whole
It comes
thing,
back to
I
a
can't-
financial benefit.
Right.
Right.
I can't say yes on the whole thing, but there is things in that paragraph that I think, yeah, definitely. But I don't know which way to vote because I don't know what.
Can we
I
do a
mean.
half?
So that's the only problem I have with that one. There's definitely things in there that is a yes, but then there's things that's a no. If it was separated, then it'd make it a lot easier.
So what part are you getting, or were you questioning about the
Well, I mean,
financial?
what financial ties, business or financial
There
ties?
are none.
Well, I mean, this is
There
the
are no proven
business.
financial ties.
Yeah, that's the only thing, but the public's, I mean, she has her position to stay employed, that's her financial ties, that's how I would look at it. That's her financial way, she's gotta have a job,
But-
she's getting paid by the city, she's on payroll. That's how I look at it.
And I guess the coercion part of it would be what she did with the chief. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a biggie to me.
Me too.
I'll just
So-
be honest, she would not have been fired if that had been determined, so.
No, but she could have been, probably,
But then you can't deal in, I mean, that's an unknown.
well, that's where we're gonna have to come back and redo that, section of the ethics and get that, fixed.
There is a vote on that, there's a question out there to vote on.
Yeah. So, all in favor for section 2-298 for the coercion, section A? Do I have a motion to move forward?
Second?
I thought you had a motion and a second, didn't you? Did
Yes.
you have a motion and a second?
Okay.
So we just need to vote. We just need to
All right.
vote.
Y'all ready to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. I vote for section 2-298, section A,
Aye.
All right.
so 4-2.
You didn't call for the negative, please.
Oh, the negative?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
All
is-
opposed?
Yep. Thank you.
4-2.
Still had the other one that I put out there.
All right, which one is it?
2-302 commitments. And I can reread what my,
302,
yeah.
I don't have
Okay.
302.
you got it?
Yes.
I don't have 302.
2-302 commitments. A public servant shall not act or create the appearance of acting on behalf of the city by promising to authorize or prevent any future official action of any nature without prior authorization from the council or city manager or his or her designee.
Agree.
That's the one I was asking if there was any discussion from the council, from the committee.
The only thing I have is that, she's not acting, she is the face of the city because she is the mayor.
Well, she acted on behalf of the city when she overrode the council's decision and changed the location of the city vehicle.
Mhm.
That's true too.
So by giving a different direction than what the council indicated in their disciplinary actions, she acted on behalf of the city.
Does anybody else have comment from the,
And I really would appreciate some feedback on that to make sure that my thinking is correct.
I don't have that page. Can I see that?
Do I have any questions or comments?
I mean, this is like,
Yeah, she got that.
The last
this
one.
is, yeah, I understand that, but it's also saying promising to authorize or prevent any future official actions.
Mhm.
So that's a kind of, I don't think anything was promised.
All right, do I have a motion to approve section 2-302?
I move that we go ahead and use that section 2-302 as found as an ethics violation of Mayor Tarpley.
All in favor?
You need a second.
Oh, you second?
I second.
Okay, second. All right, all in favor for the commitments? All right, 4. All the nays? 2.
Madam Clerk,
Yeah.
can you please read the sections that have passed?
2-302, 2-91, number 5, 1 and 4, 2-292, 3, 2-296, and 2-298A.
Thank you. So at this time, I do want to remind the committee that this is a recommendation body. And so the recommendations that you guys have will be relayed to the governing body, and you guys are supposed to recommend a penalty. So the recommendations that you can do is either or a private reprimand, a public reprimand, or a fine not to exceed $1,000.
Sorry.
Do we enter that today?
Yes.
We have to give that decision today?
Yes. We need to.
You guys have to give the decision
Okay.
ultimately. If you guys
We
choose
need to go ahead and do that.
to deliberate, you may do so. But we have a June 22nd deadline.
Okay.
Can it be private? Does it have to be public?
No, she said it could be private reprimand.
Private, public,
Okay.
Or
or a
private
fine.
reprimand, and/or fined. I will say I'm old-fashioned, and I think sometimes you just need to say, I'm sorry, or write a nice apology note, or a card. That goes a long way. Just own your stuff. Sometimes you just have to own it. I think she needs to apologize publicly to the city.
It's not an apology, it's a reprimand.
Well, reprimand to the
Yeah.
city then.
I think it should be
But
public also.
Yes, and she needs to apologize.
That's not something we can dictate.
Well, I'm asking.
Can I say?
You too? Y'all tell y'all's council people.
Two calls.
Yes. Sorry, Mr. Clayton. That she needs to publicly apologize to this city.
So does
Okay.
anybody else have an opinion about public-private fine?
I do. I think there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of balls dropped. I think, and I've been in a few meetings here previously, and I think that there's a lot of procedures, organizational structure. I think things are not in place, and sometimes people don't know the right direction to go into. I think the offices itself need proper procedure and communication. Publicly, it's an embarrassment to our little city. I think, yes, she deserves to have an apology, yes. I don't know if she realizes how much she's messing up on the standard procedure, maybe, maybe not. But like I said, there's a lot of balls dropped. Instead of just protecting on, okay, we messed up, we need to figure this out. So publicly, I'm personally not for the public right about now, for us to go all over the city. More so privately, we need to adjust certain things and handle this situation a little bit better on the inside before we take it outside.
What the public is just in a council meeting. It's just all that means by public. It's not an
Okay.
announcement to the world. It's just
It's
it'll
a
just-
city council meeting.
It'll just
They'll
be in a
give her-
regular city council meeting.
Oh, well then, if it's a regular city council meeting where you guys can have a conversation, then yes. Then you guys hopefully could fix the situation
But yeah, I agree.
and run the city better.
If it was just one or two things, I would say private maybe, but it's not.
Exactly.
So I think it needs to be public, for sure.
Uh-huh. Whatever's done in the dark comes to light.
Need a motion or anything?
So,
All right.
if it pleases the committee, I can do kind of an overall motion, of what I think you guys are leaning towards. The committee finds that the complainant has established by clear and convincing evidence that the respondent appears to have violated sections 2-302, 2-191, 2-292, 2-296, and section 2-298 of the City of Hampton Code of Ethics. The committee further recommends the following penalty authorized under section 2-313 of the city code to be a public reprimand. The committee will prepare written findings reflecting this determination and recommendation, and will transmit those findings to the complainant, the respondent, and the governing body of the council no later than June 22nd, 2026. That is the motion, if you guys choose to
And just
accept.
for clarity, can you repeat the second one that you said, because I don't think that's what I have wrote down.
Did I misstate a
I
section?
think she said 1-2-191.
It's 2-291,
Okay.
5, 1, and 4.
Yeah, I trust your record with the sections. So.
All right, do I have a second motion for
So,
Miss?
We don't have who made the motion?
Ella did.
She can't make it.
I can't make it, but you guys can,
Oh, okay.
I can told
move that
you.
we accept the motion as read by the city attorney to move forward with the what should be forwarded to the city council. And I'm sorry, it's too much to try to reread.
Yes.
Understood.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. It's unanimous.
Okay, everybody was unanimous?
Yeah, wait.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Before, could I say something?
Sure.
So right now with all this disconnect that we have going on, is it fair to say that the new city manager is being charged with getting this thing corrected? Am I stepping out of bounds by saying that? Or,
Yes.
you know, that we have new leadership and we want to put a burden on you to correct this mistake that's been made.
Got a lot of cleaning up to do.
And for Chief Turner, I respect him, and he was put in a bad position, and I don't like that, because I respect his knowledge, his intelligence, and what he brings to the city. I spoke with him many times, and he was pretty much compromised, in my view, to just do something that I think is not his character. And city manager, you are being charged with bringing this city back to some kind of normalcy. And if not, sorry, you might be standing here in front of the ethics board.
Amen.
That's my closing statement.
Like to make a motion that we adjourn?
All in favor to adjourn the meeting?
Need a second? Need a second?
Second.
All right.
So, okay.
It's
yes.
second, yeah.
Yeah.
All in favor?
All in favor? It's unanimous. We're ready to go home.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Do these mics turn off automatically? Do these mics turn off automatically?
Appreciate it. Look, I brought mine in here.